This is a brief introduction to aesthetics. I was gonna do this on the board over there, but I didn't feel like I needed to do that for this one. So first off, a couple books that I would recommend for this first one would be this one. This is the Aesthetics and the Philosophy of Art, Contemporary Debates, which has a lot of articles in it of various issues within aesthetics. Second one, this is kind of an old book. I don't know where you would find this, maybe on Amazon, but I guess any kind of anthology that has older works and not contemporary works about the philosophy of art, because this one has various people in it for like Heidegger, Aristotle, Plato, Plotinus, Augustine, Schopenhauer, Nietzsche, Dewey, and Kant, because Kant's critique of judgment is important, and Heidegger's The Origin of the Work of Art is also very important. Another one, this is the Blackwell Companion. This is many of theirs in this series are like dictionaries, but they're dictionaries in that field of philosophy. And then a final one, this is by Beardsley. To teach philosophy of art, I think some professors do use this. He talks about various different things like aesthetic value. So I guess I'm going to go over a few different things that the philosophy of art or aesthetics consist in. Aesthetics, that word is kind of having to do with value. Aesthetics and ethics are two branches of philosophy, which one would call axiology. Axiology has to do with the philosophy of value. As in ethics, you value of what do you think is the best way to act. Value in aesthetics has to do with what does art consist in, what is beauty in various things. So one issue that I would say is very important in this, something that is called aesthetic empiricism, which this does have a nice little article on, as what about a work of art makes it have value. Aesthetic empiricist would make a piece of artwork have value based upon what it looks like, and as to what the experiential data of that is. And two big things are what is beauty. Plato talks a lot about the form of beauty. I do have a couple of videos on Plato's aesthetics or philosophy of art. Beauty is thought of by Hegel as three different possible things. One of them being that a piece of work imitates nature, therefore it is beautiful, or a piece of work or a piece of artwork it has the purpose of being as beautiful or amazingly beautiful as possible, that it simply astounds you. The third possibility is that it's beautiful because it confuses you and it almost corrupts your mind almost, that it's so confusing. So that is his three possible things as to what a work of art is, or what a beautiful thing is. Though that's his three categories. And as to what a beautiful thing is, and as to what a piece of artwork is, are two different things. However, they are distinctly related, because some people would say that a beautiful thing is what a piece of art is. If it is beautiful, it is art. So to think about what beauty is, Plato would say that the form of beauty is what causes a form of beauty blanketing over some objects is what causes something to be beautiful, or a beautiful concrete object corresponds or parallels with the form of beauty in some way, or has some relation to that abstract form. Then there are various other different possibilities of beauty. In this book, Ethan and Korsmeyer talk about that, and what is ugliness, and how that whole thing works. Now, I would like to possibly do some videos on this in the future. I only have a couple videos on this channel about aesthetics, and it is something that I haven't been thinking of. I mean, I don't do that too much, but there's a book I'm reading by Derrida, which is called The Truth in Painting. Almost every philosopher, almost every renowned philosopher that is either continental or is modern and beyond, or before that, has some kind of philosophy of art. Derrida has a philosophy of art. Jean-Paul Sartre has a philosophy of art. Plato does. Hume does. Kant does. And then now today there are people who do this. People who will go to grad school and try to do that. But if you want to go to grad school for aesthetics, you have to really have some grounding in something that is more prevalent in philosophy. Aesthetics relates to some of the main basic branches of philosophy. Epistemology and aesthetics relates to epistemology as to how you can know that something is beautiful, or have knowledge of a beautiful thing. The aesthetic empiricist, that's a epistemology of art. Metaphysics, as to the form of beauty, or like objective pieces of art and such, talking about things metaphysically, and it relates to the philosophy of language also, and it relates to different branches of philosophy, and there's various issues within this field about that. Next, what constitutes art? We typically will think that a sculpture or a painting or a drawing is art, but some people will throw out like a sculpture, and then another issue is, should poetry be included or should music be included? Some people do not think that music is a part of art, and many and even more people think that poetry shouldn't be. That's a big issue as to whether even poetry should be, because poetry, people will say that, can give you a aesthetic experience in your soul or in your mind. And they do ask about what is aesthetic experience, or Gary Seminger asked about what the aesthetic state of mind is. What does it mean to artistically express yourself? And how does it affect you emotionally? And another big one, which I'm kind of interested in, is, does art just give you an experience, or can you be taught something of it? And that's like a big kind of issue. Let's see if I think of some beers that I might want to explain or talk about. See, even he talks about in here the ontology of art. That's how it relates to metaphysics. Yeah, there's a lot of epistemology of that in here. Even literature could be art. He's talking about it here. Music, aesthetic value, and various different things. Artistic truth. Yeah, there's various different things. Now, like, beyond what I've discussed here, there could go way beyond that. I mean, does. There's very many issues. That's kind of what philosophy of art is about. The philosophy of art mostly centers around what is art and what is beauty, and the metaphysics and epistemology of that. So that's my little that's my little brief intro. If you have any questions, or you think I should have included something in this, or if I've said something wrong or messed something up. Comment below, please. Or if you just want to discuss this stuff, or or if you think I should read a certain article or a certain book that should be a part of my book collection, definitely let me know. And thank you.